mines are targeting us!
Hey guys, SWTOR. A lot of people have been asking me how I've been leveling up so fast, what I do when I fall behind on like a planet and I'm really too low to go to the next planet and I don't want to go and just struggle. Well, the answer is space, and lots of space. Basically what you'll need to start off though first, you'll need to come to the starship vendor. You can get someone to make you parts if you would like to go a cheaper route. It's actually this vendor right here. This vendor is located in the Galactic Trade Market, right across from the Galactic Trade Market.
Money's always good.
Basically, you can buy anything from beam chargers to energy chargers. Basically, all the necessity space parts you're going to need to be able to do space easier. Basically, around 15, you can start buying parts, and a lot of things like say shields absorb damage. They recharge when you're not using your blasters, so it's a reusable 150 damage, so it'll take 150 damage and then you can recharge. Basically, there's a lot of upgrades. Everything basically improves your overall performance, from blasters to missiles, how many missiles your missile bay holds, your ship's shield regeneration rate, shield, your toughness. I mean, but just basic, components that you'll need, like this one, 2000 toughness, which is basically your life. You have your shields, your life, your blasters, your missiles, and a few other miscellaneous things. So you really want to invest in some, the lower grade parts. You do loot some parts, or like I said, you could get someone to make these parts for you. You're really, though, with the prices of these, you get about 2,000 credits a mission. So really, you're not, a couple of missions, you're gonna pay yourself back for these parts, and really, you're gonna end up with level 3 parts. Where I really noticed space to, really start to help me is in the 30s. When you start falling a little bit behind, because I know a lot of people don't like to do all those bonus quests. They just like to do their main quests and a few side quests. And if you're one of those people, space can definitely give you that XP back. It is very boring and a little mundane. You do the same missions over and over. The other thing is, if you've never done the missions, it's best you start about 15 so you keep up with them. You don't get any gray space missions and you lose out on XP. But some of them give you anywhere from 14k to 20k the first time you run it, and then right over 4k for the missions after that, the repeatable missions. But the repeatable missions, you do have to keep it in your level range. So at level 38, there was only, I think, 2 missions that I could do they would give me 4k XP, and it's roughly 4k. It's like 4400. But yeah, it's definitely worth doing. You can get up to 96,000 XP per hour doing space, and I'm just going, these numbers are going to vary depending on what level you are and what type of mission you're doing, so it's not going to be exact, but the number I came up with at 38 was 96,000 space XP every hour, and that was roughly almost right around 8,000 per mission, with all the kills and the bonus at the end. So it's definitely, if you're 100,000 off and you really don't want to start the next planet, just do space for an hour and knock out an easy, last quarter of your level, and so you don't have to start a new planet. It's really nice, and I'm going to show you some footage of me doing the dailies and just what kind of reward as far as XP you get for a 5-minute mission, a 7-minute mission. At the low levels, you may not have to really repeat these because you have so many new ones that you've never done. You'll be able to get a lot of XP, without having to repeat, because you'll have a ton of missions to do. So, but yeah, this will give you those couple little boosts in levels. Say you don't want to go to the next planet and you just need some more XP and you don't feel like doing PvP. But doing the daily PvP is also not a bad thing. And then once you run out of like new missions also with the space, you get daily missions. The daily missions are do like 2, get 14,000 XP. So it's really nice to log in, get a little head start, do a couple space missions, get your XP, and then go off on questing. And then if you come to a point where you don't want to go to the next planet, grind for about an hour. I mean, I wouldn't recommend leveling 100% this way. You definitely want to break it up, do minutes, do your story. Don't get too far behind doing this, because I know some people that have just sat here and ground space for days upon days until they hit level 50, just mind numbing, blowing up stuff for 96,000 XP a day, and it's not worth doing. You will make yourself go crazy. So here's the footage with me completing the dailies, a little example of what kind of XP you'll be getting, and then I'm going to run through one of the harder space missions. Another thing is, when you get higher level, you want to use your commendations to definitely buy this module here, which you can toggle it by your F1, F2, F3 keys. It's like special abilities, and basically with it on, it regenerates your basically your shields when you're not firing, of course, at a huge rate. And when you toggle it the other way, it does more blaster damage. So that's really a must. When you hit, requires level 25. As soon as you hit, get 30 of these commendations, go ahead and grab it. That's really the most important one. You will need this one, level 35 and up, for some of the harder missions. It basically makes you immune. Enemies can't attack you for 10 seconds. Some hairy moments in the later missions. Alright, here is the footage.
Those mines are targeting us.
Alright guys, this is one of the later missions. As I was saying earlier, the repeatable value that you get for these missions, say this one is almost 8 minutes long, it really changes depending on what level you are. At the lower levels, you will get way more XP. Like I was getting roughly 8,000 a repeat at level 38. But in the higher level 40s, repeating is definitely not giving me as much, because the missions are longer and only giving me about 6,000 to 7,000 per repeat. So definitely the grind value goes down the higher you get on levels. The dailies are still very much, you definitely want to do them. They're way too easy, way too much XP, and it'll keep you caught up with your questing and what planet you should be on. But for the lower levels, if you're definitely far behind, definitely repeating will get you a ton of XP, and is really easy to do every 5 minutes, and the numbers will vary, but you still get a lot of XP. And as long as you should have the standard equipment, space vendor stuff, it should be good enough to get you through even the most difficult missions. As soon as you can buy those special items you see on my toolbar, the F1, F2, F3, definitely worth investing the little bit of credits that they cost and getting those. But yeah, like I was saying, this is not a strategy you would want to do just to purely level. It would eventually get ridiculous and just you're not getting enough XP for the repeat value. But during the lower half of the game, definitely, if you're not feeling a planet or you're going to get caught up, this is definitely the way to go. You can't beat the amount of XP, the credits, but it is mundane and is boring, and you're not going to have probably as much fun as you would questing. So it's really, depending on the player, what kind of player you are, and how you view your MMO experience. If this is a strategy you want to use, definitely try it out though and see how you like it. This is about an 8-minute space mission. This is one of the harder ones, but yeah, try space out. It's not as bad for leveling as you thought, and it's I've definitely changed my view on it, and especially throughout the lower levels, I can just get so much XP off the daily missions, grinding a few here and there, doing the repeats. It's definitely worth the effort, and definitely look into it. I'm going to leave you guys with the rest of this mission. Hope you enjoyed, and if you'd like to see more like inside, if you're not already a subscriber and you'd like to see more like tips and tricks for Star Wars: The Old Republic, just subscribe and like the video. Alright guys, my next video will be out this weekend, another counter. May do a bonus video between now and then. We'll just have to see how my schedule goes. Talk to you guys later.
Officially concerned here.
This video is part of the WAY movement, a career path in video. To learn more, visit tgn.tv.